Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, how are you? How are you?
Welcome to the Givin Trouble show with two comedians giving trouble. That is what we
Me?
do.
I would never.
Never.
Hi, my name is just Lisa. I'm this gorgeous creature with the funky, I don't know what to call that, a tam? I don't know. Is the wonderful lyrics. We are stand-up
Hi.
comedians from Trinidad and Tobago, and this is our live, which we do once a week. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for joining us. Hi, Sean. Hola, mi amigo. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? La biblioteca will come soon, okay? But at least, wait, how you say writer again? Is it off? What is? Don't let me don't embarrass myself. Like I
I know
said,
how to say it in sign.
welcome to the Given Trouble Show. We ignorant, okay? We
Hey, hey,
ignorant.
hey, hey. I know how to say writer in sign. That is not ignorance. That's knowledge.
I know how to say it in Spanish. I just can't think of it in this moment. You know how these things go, right? Just in the moment, in the moment. Okay. So, guys, welcome to the show. Hope you've had a good week. We're here every Thursday at 5 p.m. live on Facebook. And then we upload the show straight over to YouTube. So you can also check it out there. Like and subscribe on YouTube to follow us as well as here on Facebook. All right. So settle down, settle yourself, get yourself some tea. I have some ginger tea here. Mm-hmm.
The healing
All
of the
right.
nation.
Mm-hmm.
The other healing of the
The
nation.
other healing of the
The other
nation. We
healing.
know what the real healing of the nation is. Yes, it's marijuana. We're not being subtle about it.
And marijuana tea is also very good for the same inflammation, eh? Trust.
Mm-hmm,
Trust.
mm-hmm.
Very good.
And that just reminds me, we live in a time where we've actually started the process of decriminalizing marijuana and the use of marijuana. So I feel blessed for that for sure. You don't have to look over your shoulder anymore. Maybe people might bad talk you, but that's all right. So, Lisa, what have you been up to, my girl, since last week Tuesday? What's going on?
Well, I've spent the last 4 days in a Christian music masterclass online. It's like this mega class, 2,000 and something participants on Facebook. And it's been great, a real blessing. I've written a song already. Um, just real nice, real nice. That's real nice.
That sounds really cool, very interesting. What have I been doing lately? Well, I have been prepping for the Toronto Digital Fringe Festival. I have my show is in that. Yes, I know, and I'm saying it really light, but it's a big deal. Okay, and speaking of big deals, I know you have been working on a project having to do with the Bocas Lit Fest. So, do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
It's finished. So I I was commissioned to make some filler videos, much like what we did for Bocas Festival last year.
Sure.
And so I came up with some characters and some themes, and this what you pulled up on the screen is, and it uses an excerpt from one of the videos I did, which is a music video called, or the formal title is The Ballad of the Book Zesser. I think it's self explanatory.
All right. Well, let's see what's up with this.
The NGC Bocas Lit Fest is back. It may be a virtual festival, but it will be packed as ever with stories told, readings, extempo, poetry, new talent, classics, prizes, tributes, debate, storytelling, films, comedy, and more. 20 events, 100 participants. Friday 23rd to Sunday 25th April.
Ooh, papayo.
Yeah,
Literacy, boy. Literacy is a
lit-
thing.
literacy. So
Literacy,
so that's
literally.
my character. The book Sessa is her name is Bookie Monster, and she's played by Bookie Monster is played by
Bucky
Alicia. But
Monster, you say no.
yes, because the
Bucky.
rest of the gag is a lit Zessa take on Monster Piece Theater. So
I
she plays
love
Bookie
that.
Monster with a little pipe, and she's like
Like
introducing
Monster
this.
Piece Theater.
Yes, it's yeah. But I was trying to make the joke with the monster, with the Zessa, and my brother's like, Zessas are not monsters. Monsters are a totally different thing. And I was like, yeah, no. So
Very cool, very cool. So you've been working, you've been producing. That is a very, very awesome. One of the things I wanted to bring up when I was filling out the form for the Toronto Digital Film Fest, they actually asked, not film fest, sorry, it's a theater festival, but we have to create a digital project. And one of the things they asked me when I was filling out the form is, what are your pronouns? you know is it he or she, or is it them, they? And I felt like, wow, this is really making some progress. And I remember this article that I saw. See if I could pull it up here. I have too many things on my desktop as per the use, but I saw this article with our friend Zoe Sazzle featured talking about, her life as a transgender person, and really kind of sharing that and normalizing that. And I think that's what's so important about this campaign and about transgender people being seen.
yeah. It was I didn't see a lot of the comments on Facebook, but I know that it got a lot of attention and some of it negative, unfortunately.
Of course, we always
But
have our haters.
haters
You
gonna
know,
hate.
what is it with haters? Why do they not want people to enjoy their life? What is the threat to them? I've never understood it.
I don't know. I mean, there is look, let's be human. There is a certain amount of joy in attacking another person and feeling that and seeing that person feel small. It does
I
make
hear
you feel
you.
good.
I hear
But then
you.
at the end of the day, when you step back and you say, is that really a good thing to do to another human? Is it something that made me better? Is it something that made them better? Or is it just a way to lash out? And I think a lot of the commentators just have sad, empty lives.
Well, let's just give these people with sad, empty lives a little extra sadness. I'm just bringing back something that we actually shared a while ago, which was about the digital demonstration for Transgender Day of Visibility.
My name is Zoe Sazzle, also known as the artist Ms. Janine.
That is cleavage. Sorry.
Hannah Rosberg, she, her.
Dean Roya,
Ashley Burnett. Moy.
Josh Ryan,
Gabrielle Hussein.
OJ Medford,
Dennis Marston. Franca Phillip.
Alexander.
Stephen. I'm Stephen. Taylor Phil.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Trans people are beautiful, brave, magic.
Missionary.
brothers and sisters. Trans people are the future.
Trans people in Trinidad and Tobago deserve respect.
Safety.
Rights and legal recognition by the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago. That's it.
Happy Trans Visibility Day.
Happy Trans Visibility Day in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. So we definitely endorse that message, support that message. And, we just want to see trans people getting to live their lives and have the same rights and privileges as all the cis people and everyone else. At the end of the day, one of the things I know for sure is that there's no such thing as normal. Okay. Thanks for your feedback, guys. Vernette says hello. She also says we're getting a bad echo from you, so we need to watch I don't know. We don't know what causes the echo. Like sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not there. So we'll keep working on our tech. Thank you so much for the feedback. We really appreciate it. Yeah, Sean, stop the
Bonnet,
hate, man.
I could also just do the whole show miming. In fact, I think that's what I'll do. I'll do that. I'll mime for the whole show. It's very entertaining for me. I don't know how you all feel about it, but I'll be miming. I'll be here miming.
Well, guys, it's just about 10 minutes in, and this is where we like to introduce our guest. We have a very, very special guest today, and not in a special needs way, in a special wonderful way. But he might argue that, right? His name is Andrew Bagu, Andre Bagu. Sorry, I don't know why I keep calling him Andrew. Lisa hit me about 6 lash already for the day for that. And I've known him a long time, so I well know his name is Andre. He's no stranger. Andre is here. He is lovely. And before we start, I just want to say, he's been making waves. He's been working hard. He's one of those artists that I know has been keeping their head down and doing their work. And I think now is a great time for him to look up and receive some of this appreciation and some of this positive feedback and accolades and awards because he has been working and in an industry that is not loved in Trinidad and Tobago. We are not artists in this country, guys. We do not have the love. I'm telling you, policy, anything, what do you call it, promotion, all of that. Okay, Lisa's like, okay, thank you, Lisa. You keep me straight, girl. All right, so let me introduce the thing because I waxing a little too poetic now. When Lisa had to tell you wrap it up, right? You're my big ring, right? Ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Andre Bob, and my story is entitled Hunger. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, where I was born and lived. Hunger tells the story of a man trying to get over a breakup. When he meets a tall, handsome Venezuelan stranger, things begin to look up. Until that is, it becomes clear that what this man has to offer might be too hard to swallow. If I'm not
Very, very intriguing. So I am gonna bring Andre in now. Oh, okay, wait, just now having a little trouble here. Here we go. Ah, ha, 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 got it. Hi, Andre. Lisa is being strange and miming, so don't mind her for now. She will talk when she's ready. All right.
hello, everyone.
Welcome to the show. How are you? How are you going?
After that introduction, I'm wonderful. It's really
I
a
like.
joy.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you. And I like to gas up my guests, but I must say, Andre, we're not that close. But I have, we've met each other and interacted over the years, and I have so much respect for you and your work. Could you just start by telling me? I know we have the shortlist for the Commonwealth Writing Prize to discuss, but what is it like for you being a writer in Trinidad, and how did you get to this stage?
Wow. Well, just before I answer that question, I just want to sneak in a little comment because Lisa, we were just talking about what Lisa has up next. And I just wanted to say, on behalf of myself and everyone else, Lisa, I am so delighted that you are about to publish your novel next month. I mean, as a writer, I know how writing can sometimes be a hard and difficult thing. And I'm sure you have so many stories of your own to tell, but I just could not be more delighted for you. And I just want to say congratulations to you on that huge achievement. And so many of us are looking forward to hearing you read from this book and telling us more about this book in the weeks and months and years to come. So thank you for that.
Ooh, a little Lisa, big up. I love it. Oh, she take off the thing. Yes,
I
yes.
take it off because I wanted to say something about your plaid shirts. But thank you so much for coming on the show, and thanks for your very kind words. Yeah, it's been a lot of work, but you know that. I mean, you've had like 5 books published in the last 6 years or something ridiculous.
Yeah, gosh.
Yeah.
But for me, I think writing has always just been a passion, really. And it's interesting the journeys that we all make, because I originally studied law. And at the time, I was a national scholar, and I was doing what I thought was what was most practical for my family, to help my family, to give back in some way. But yet I would be I studied in London, and I'd be going to lectures on the Strand and going to the library on Chancery Lane, and then walking over Waterloo Bridge to go back to halls. And somehow this passion, this desire to be part of this creative world, it just continued to exist. And when I came back to Trinidad, it just started to find even more and more forms of expression, So for me, writing has been a journey of self-discovery. But going back to what you all were talking about in your opening segment, why people like to hate other people, writing has been a way for me to learn to understand other people, to understand myself. And I think one of the great things short stories do, and even novels, one of the great things literature does, in fact, all art does, is it gets us to come to appreciate the perspective of somebody else, It makes what is unfamiliar to us familiar. And I mean, that's been something that's always attracted me. And I think I'm really lucky to be able to do what I do, notwithstanding all of the difficulties that writers face, and not just in Trinidad, but everywhere in the world, because
Absolutely.
There's that thing where you say you want to be a writer, and then people are like, well, how's that going to work out for you? How are you going to make a living? And I mean, all of those are legitimate concerns, But luckily for us here in the Caribbean, things are getting better with things like the Bocas Lit Fest, initiatives like the Commonwealth Short Story Prize and the Commonwealth Writers and the Foundation, and all the work that they do. These things are opening up doors and creating opportunities. And although the pandemic has been devastating for so many people, it has facilitated discussions like this. I mean, although we're all in Trinidad, we could have done this, in live or together. But the online medium, we're able to reach audiences and engage in a way that before wasn't really possible, I think, So
Yes, and all without wearing pants.
I am wearing pants today. I just want you to know. But Andre, congratulations on that note. Congratulations. Andre's just a couple of weeks ago was named as the non-fiction winner of the Bocas Prize. And so that means he's now a finalist for the OCM Bocas Prize for Caribbean Literature, which is a huge fucking deal. So congratulations, Andre. And that, I mean, I know Andre is a poet and a journalist, but I somehow was like surprised when you did a book of essays. That's dotish, right? Because you actually literally have a blog full of essays. And I was like, Andre, write a book of essays. Dumb. But congrats.
Thank you. No, I mean, it's just one of the things. I mean, one thing I would like to say to maybe any writers out there looking on, and it's sometimes the thing that you think is your weakness, or the thing that you think is holding you back, sometimes that can actually turn into your strength. And if you identify that and find a way to pivot it, that could be a breakthrough. For me, the essays, I've always been incredibly curious about so many different things. I love to learn. I think I get this from my dad, who in many respects is a jack of all trades and is a maker of things. But I've always roamed in many different areas and different genres and in different fields. And the essays, they were just such a natural way of giving expression to the wide range of interests that I have, and it was only when I realized, well, actually, just because you're interested in so many different things, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are spreading yourself thin, for instance, or, you're going to always just be all over the place, which, I mean, some days you are, but...
Well, I find this very valuable.
Yeah, but it could actually also be a strength, because it means you have a broad range of perspectives, and that's good, And really, the essay collection it came at a time when, personally, in my own personal thinking, I had that kind of breakthrough. I had been doing poetry, I'd been writing, working as a journalist, I had been beginning to explore fiction, and someone said, "Oh, your book reviews are very well written. Why don't you just put them together in a book?" And I thought, what? These things are done, But then,
Kai Miller has published books on his Facebook post. What are you talking about?
No, I think
Two
this is
books now.
really this is a very exciting discussion, and I really appreciate you sharing this process with us, because I think one of the things that keeps us back as creatives all the time is this idea of how things should be, and not recognizing that we can make things be the way however we want. Once it's well done, and once you know rules, you can break rules. So it's really lovely to hear someone who's been winning awards, who's been producing work, actually producing work, publishing it, putting it out there, being vulnerable and succeeding. Talking about having this process of going from feeling maybe not having a clear direction to having a moment that pointed you in a direction that has been, that's been fruitful.
yeah, because I mean, I realized that I have something to say. That was my breakthrough. It was the fact that nobody else in the world has my perspective. Growing up as a queer, mixed race, I don't know what else you could add, working class. You could say differently abled, technically, because I'm dyslexic. But
Right. So you are special needs.
so, but yes, indeed,
And we all, right?
yeah, we all have special
We
needs.
all
Okay?
have special needs. I have a
Um,
few.
but I mean, yeah, and when you think about so many of the writers we admire, they straddle different boundaries. Earl Lovelace, I don't know how many people know this, but Earl Lovelace began as a poet. And actually to this day I can sense that poetry in his novels.
Right.
People like Dylan Thomas wrote poetry and fiction. Ernest Hemingway. Did you know that Ernest Hemingway, he was a reporter first, right? And he was a reporter, and then his first book was a book of poems.
I only know that because I stole that book, a copy of the book of poems from the Bishop's library. Shout out to Bishop Anstey High School, 7 best years of my life. No. But
I
still.
know that because I watch a lot of television, and Ernest Hemingway is in a lot of time travel stuff, which I like. So
Yeah.
I know that from a very fun show called Legends of Tomorrow. So
Okay.
being shallow pays off TV wise. You learn actual stuff.
And we learn a lot from television, and that again speaks to how so many different genres enrich and contribute to our understanding of life, right? Because
Well,
yeah, it's
one of the things that I think is really exciting now is the how easy adaptation is becoming, particularly because of special effects. So you find more and more books and book series are being adapted because the special effects are affordable and people can catch up with it now to do it. And in this world where every idea has been recycled 100 times, books are a place that filmmakers are looking to create work, because if a book did well, then perhaps that will translate into the film doing well. So it's really interesting. Tell us a bit more about your short story, Hunger, what inspired it, what it's about. I have a little blurb here. Let me bring it up.
So I'm not sure if this was clearly stated, Andre. Well, he said it in the video, but I found the volume was
it
really
was
low.
well, I mean,
You know,
so Hunger is a story about a lonely chef who just went through a breakup, and he is really struggling to pick up the pieces. And in this process, he meets a tall, handsome Venezuelan man, and he thinks, okay, yeah, everything is going to look up from now. My life is about to get much, much better. But then it turns out this stranger, not everything is quite right with this stranger, and what this stranger has to offer might just be a little too hard for him to swallow.
Well, I
So,
found that language so provocative.
well,
I know
well,
it's deliberate.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I wanted to write about the Venezuelan migration crisis happening next door, But at the same time, I didn't want to write an academic treatise. I'm interested as a writer in human stories, in breakups, in hookups, in affairs and all these different things.
Me too. Scandal, scandal.
and then and then the story, I think, is also very intersectional because it's all about how our histories are so much more complex than we realize. We are dealing with this Venezuelan crisis today as if Venezuelans now come into Trinidad. We forget things like Angostura bitters was invented in Venezuela, and the family, they were of German origin, and then they came here. They were living in Venezuela, and so Angostura is one of the most quintessentially Trinidadian things. It actually has Venezuelan ties.
And may I just put in here that Bishop Anstey High School, one of the buildings, was actually owned by I'm not sure how it works out, but the building was the family home of the Seagard family.
The Seagard family owned all of Woodbrook, and then they gifted it to Port of Spain. So Louis Street, not Miguel Street. Oh my goodness, too much VS Naipaul.
Yeah, all of them Carlos and all of them named streets.
They are all sons in the family. They're all members of the family.
And Anna.
First name Anna, was a daughter or something. So, so the story is also very intersectional in that respect because it's dealing with, I guess you could say it's dealing with, to me, the character happens to be gay, but that's not necessarily the subject matter of the story. But it's also dealing with these profound ties that Trinidad has with Venezuela that go beyond just what's happening in the contemporary moment. So I wanted all of that to be in there, and finally, I really wanted it to feel. I wanted you to feel and understand this character, to feel his yearning, his ache, his hunger. Because to me, that when a story gets you to understand someone, that is incredibly powerful, and that's a sign that, well, maybe the story could change something.
Can I tell you, it sounds great, and how much I hate you because I've applied for the Commonwealth so many times, and the answer is always a hard no.
No. Listen, I've been entering since secondary school, right? So that's one of the things I used to do, like in between classes. I would write out the story. In those days, it was like 1,000 words, and then put it in the envelope, and you would sign it. And you never knew, in those days, who knows what, So yeah, it feels really great, and it's really surreal, And so many writers from the Caribbean have started off in Commonwealth. The Commonwealth Short Story Prize, as well as the Commonwealth Writers Prize. There's like Ingrid Prasad, Kai Miller, we know Sharon Miller, Barbara Jenkins, Kevin Jared Hussein. There's such a rich tradition. This is such a big thing, So yeah. I was really, really elated to be on this short list.
That's wonderful. So Andre, where can we see you next? I think you have an event coming up.
Yes, so I will be participating in the NGC Bocas Lit Fest, which is coming up later this month, 23rd to 25th. And on the 23rd, I'll be participating in a very special tribute event that is being held to commemorate Shani Mutu's groundbreaking novel, Serious Blooms at Night. I don't know if you all are hearing me well. There's a slight echo. Is it okay?
I am not hearing the echo, but it's weird. Some people are hearing
the echo, but don't worry about it because this is beyond anything we can control.
Okay. No problem. But Serious Blooms at Night is a groundbreaking LGBTQ inflected book, and it's a book about possibilities. And I'm really honored to be part of the team that's paying tribute to it. Writers like Stephanie Ram-Logan. The author will be in conversation with Shivani Ramlochan. And I will also be participating in the prize giving event, the final prize winners row, I think, event. That should be taking place on the 24th or the 25th. I should find that out. No, it's 24th. Sorry.
You should find out.
Like, Andre, you need a secretary. Somebody to keep track of your shit now that you're a big star.
You're a big dude.
I'm like trying to talk to the man yesterday. He's like, no, I can't talk. I have a photo shoot and then I have an interview.
Ooh,
Oh my God, I'm so busy and
Just,
important.
just make sure you never run out of plaid shirts, Andre. That's the most
I don't
important
think that's
thing.
possible. I don't think that's
Yeah, I don't think that's not possible at this stage.
Well, Andre, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the Givin Trouble show. You are a great guest. You're doing great things. And we really look forward to checking you out on the 23rd of April, the 25th anniversary tribute to that wonderful book with the first thing that I can't pronounce, Blooms at Night.
serious. Just
Yes,
serious.
yes, that Lisa just said.
I also want to say the book, Andre's award-winning book, The Undiscovered Country, is available at paper-based books in Trinidad and online widely. It's called The Undiscovered Country,
Undiscovered
as
country.
in death. But
And you
We
can actually catch up with Andre. He keeps his website most pristine.
oh
Lisa
my
and I were
God, it's so
having
on fleek.
full, full on envy attacks about your website. Let me
thank
just,
you,
oh
thank
my God,
you.
it's so nice, guys. It's so nice.
I
Public
did it myself. I should
Did
point out.
you? Oh, I'm even more impressed now. It's
Wait, what?
lovely.
What? He did this?
He did it
Is
for
that what he said?
himself.
Oh, bitch, come!
We
You need
hate
to
you
come and
more
over my
now.
website
We
now.
hate you now.
Templates. We just use the templates and you fix it up.
Nah, he's really good.
No, we don't know, dude. We don't know. Okay.
Really, have you
But
seen
you
my?
can you can find him at andrebagu.com. He keeps it really well updated, so you can go there and find out what's next, what's going on with him.
And
Make
see
sure,
yet another plaid shoot.
yes, you need to do a plaid shirt editorial. I'm just saying. Uh,
I like plaids.
is this the next book? I like plaid shirts, and I cannot lie.
I mean,
Uh,
that would be very Hemingway.
It's so classic. So, Andre, thanks again for joining us. We'll be looking out for you in Bocas upcoming. Go check out his website, andrewbagu.com. Feel the envy and then, just let it pass through you. And I just want to share this lovely comment from Sean. We possibly have the highest concentration of creative talent on earth here. If for no other reason than out of spite, we better harness that resource before others do it for us. Well said, Sean, a very loyal viewer who we love very much. And, we always try to have viewer comments as part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the FemCom Givin Trouble show with Lyrics, Elisa, and the lovely Andre Bagu. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. This new lockdown is very serious. Behave all yourself.
Behave.
Bye.